All right, so hear me out. You guys remember a few weeks ago, I showed you what it took to actually rebuild one of these snack boxes, right? I got myself a couple of extra parts from the guys over at Junk Foods. We're gonna test out and see if maybe switching out the actual switches on the snack box helps with its overall performance. Take out the older switches from my original snack box, and we're gonna put in these newer, slightly higher performing switches. And this is going to be a relatively simple video. All I'm going to be doing is taking out the older switches and putting in the new ones. And I'm going to also be using some silencing pads to see if it changes how the buttons actually interact on the snack box. I have 24 individual switches in these two boxes, and then these are the silencing pads. And this will go on my main squeeze snack box that I'm using for the live streams for the YouTube videos, and of course for competition. I don't know if I'll be able to reuse these if I like them that much to maybe move them over to the other snack box that I have, but I might have to get another one, but they're not that expensive. You can get them directly from the Junk Foods website. Now these you can get directly from the Junk Foods website. They are about $1.25 a piece. Not that expensive. Of course, you can get them from pretty much anywhere that sells custom switches if you really wanted to. Oh, they're really small. Okay. These are like really, really tiny. So hopefully you guys can see this little thing. It's super tiny. Oh, maybe you can hear it. I like that. Yeah, this one's packaged really nice. They really took their time packaging this up. They look like little pig snouts. All right, so we got the silencing pads. We've got the switches. We've got our snack box. This is going to be our main squeeze snack box. And we've also got our original snack box. This is the first one I ever started talking about. What I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to actually put the original keycaps. So these concave keycaps are going to go back onto this one. And I'm going to move the original switches that were on this one that I moved over. I'm going to move them back. So I'm essentially going to rebuild this snack box entirely, and I'm going to have two of them. Now for these silencing pads, you're going to want to make sure that these go on the keycaps first before you put the switch on. So I'm going to do that for you real quick. Corner pieces here should be able to just peel it off, cap itself. And we're just going to push through like so. And that's pretty much it. I'm going to take this piece out though, because this does not need to be in. That seems to be it. Okay, I got to do this with the other keys. They're all pretty much ready to go. And it should just go in like so. And that's it. Perfect. Well, that sounds, oh yeah, that's light. I think overall it worked out pretty well. One thing I noticed is that the switches are very soft. So very light to the touch, not having to put a lot of force into it. Feels good, a little getting used to. I'm still not the biggest fan of these convex keys. Don't know why. They don't feel similar to the Sanwa as much as I thought they would. I still like the concave. It's kind of strange. So I might actually swap out these keys to go back to the concave and then also move over the silencing pads, or just get a whole new set of silencing pads because they're not that expensive. But I do like it. It's just soft. It's kind of bouncy almost. So I don't necessarily feel like it doesn't have, how do I say this? I don't feel like I have to put a lot of pressure down on the key. I know some people like to have that response. And I still think you could get away with doing that because there's a lot of bounce to it. So if you really want to, put some pressure down on the keys, you could definitely do that. And it feels a little bit more linear than the Kailh Choc reds that you get standard. Now, the concave keys on the original. So this is essentially what snack box you would get today. If you could get your hands on one of them, because I know they're selling out like crazy, this is pretty much what you would get. I do like these keys better, but you can even tell it sounds completely different. The original switches, it has that rattling sound, and again, it just feels soft. That's really the only major difference that I can tell right out of the gate is it just feels softer. The actual response to the key itself feels very much the same. I can't really tell a difference. Whereas with the reds, you do need a little bit more force. So if that's something you want, I would stick with maybe a red or even a tactile switch, whereas these feel a little bit more linear. And I like that. It's fine. I think it's totally fine. It's a little bit softer, but it's something I'll probably have to get used to. And fortunately, I'm going to test it out after this video gets posted. I'm going to test it at a local tournament and see how I actually do, which I'm pretty sure I'm going to go 0-2, but it is what it is. Overall, I mean, I think these are so much fun to customize. I'm still looking to get my hands on, different pieces for this. I'd like to maybe try a different case entirely to see what it looks like. I do like this case, don't get me wrong, but I definitely want to try out some of the other keycaps, and I want to try out maybe different switches entirely. But I do like these pinks, and I'm going to continue to use them throughout the life cycle of Street Fighter 6. And, you know, I'm sure over time, as I start to get better with using one of these leverless controllers, I'm going to want to customize a little bit more. But I think finally finished customizing my Snackbox, and unless they release something entirely new, I'll probably want to get my hands on it and then share it with you guys at some point. But let me know if this video helped you out, if you decided to buy yourself a Snackbox Micro, or even go out and buy yourself some extra switches, or even the silencing pads, and see if it helps you customize your Snackbox a little bit more. Until next time, my friends, I will see you guys online. Take care.